What's up guys?
Ashby here.
In this video, I'm going to take you through how I lost over 5 kg in 30 days while eating ice cream every day. Let's go. Before we jump into this video, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel. We've just reached 8,000 subscribers. I think last time I checked, that's 8,005. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be posting more. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 videos per week, and shorts, I'm doing maybe 1 every day, but I'm not really counting them as long form YouTube videos, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, and back to the video. Cheers. Here's my transformation. I lost over 5 kg in 30 days eating ice cream, specifically Messina Gelato, which is every single day, and my wife did as well. Well, she wasn't my wife at the time, but she was my girlfriend. She also dropped body fat or lost weight over the 30-day time period. Let me explain the ground rules of the 30-day ice cream challenge that we did. Now, I did it literally just to prove a point that you can eat foods you love, and we love ice cream. Trust me, that was like our first date that we had. We bonded over Messina Gelato. So ice cream goes way back. And I was eating it every day. She was eating it every day. And that's how we got married pretty much. So the rules of the challenge were we had to eat ice cream every single day. I had to eat 3 scoops of ice cream, so 3 scoops of gelato, and my wife had to consume 1 scoop of ice cream every single day. Now, what flavors? We just decided on the day. Sometimes we'd have cookies and cream, sometimes tiramisu, sometimes they had specials on, so we'd try them. It was really fun. So I had 3 scoops every day, which was equal to about 900 to 1,000 calories of ice cream every single day, and hers was about 300 to 400 calories per day of ice cream. Why did I eat more ice cream every single day? Well,
I have more calories to play around with.
And she has less. So that pretty much she had calories to eat other foods as well, not just ice cream every single day. Which leads me on to the fact that we didn't eat ice cream every single day and that's it. We just had 3 scoops or 1 scoop. We still had a lot of calories to play around with to have a nutritious diet. Over the challenge, we wanted to lose fat whilst eating ice cream. And the only way to lose fat is to create a calorie deficit. So let's break down the calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is ultimately when you burn more calories than you consume. That gap between how much you burn and how much you consume is called a calorie deficit. Now it's made up of 2 things. We have the amount of calories that we consume, which is our calories in, and then we have the amount of calories that we expend, which is our calories out. So let's go into our calories in first. So the calories in is literally our calorie intake, what we consume, and that's made up of pretty much what we consume. That could be liquid, so things like smoothies, juices, milks, whatever liquid you want to consume, coffee, and then we have solid foods like food. That's pretty much what our calorie intake is made up of. There's also things like alcohol as well, but that kind of goes into liquid calories, so we know that. Now let's look at our calories out. Our calories out is made up of 4 things. The first thing and the most significant thing that burns the most calories per day is something called our basal metabolic rate, or also known as BMR. That is how many calories we would consume if we literally lay on the couch all day, or if we were in a coma in the hospital, how many calories would we burn just literally existing. So that takes up around 60% of our calories. And then we have something called our NEAT levels. NEAT stands for non-planned exercise activity thermogenesis. And that's ultimately how many calories we burn without planning. So things like walking, things like fidgeting, things like tapping your foot on the floor, things that you don't plan on doing. That makes up around 20% of how many calories we burn. Then we go to something called TEF, which is our thermic effect of food. That is how many calories we burn breaking down our food. And the last 10% or 5 to 10% of the amount of calories that we burn per day is our exercise activity thermogenesis, or also known as EAT. That is our training. That's our planned exercise that we have in our life. So that could be your CrossFit, that could be your swimming, that could be your marathon running, that could be your lifting weights regime. It could be literally anything that you do for your exercise or for your working out. So that's our calories out. So to create a calorie deficit, we need to have this calories out, which is made up of BMR, NEAT, TEF, EAT, higher So this needs to be higher. The amount of calories that we burn need to be higher than the amount of calories that we consume, which is our calories in, which is literally what we drink and what we eat. That's ultimately the science of the calorie deficit. And it sounds easy. Well, it's simple, but it's not easy. So in the ice cream challenge, I made sure that my calories out were higher than my calories in, and I created a calorie deficit. With those calories that I had left over in my calorie deficit, I just made sure I had room for 3 scoops of ice cream. And then after that, I could literally eat whatever I wanted to make up my calories. Now, I'm not saying you can just eat ice cream and eat whatever you want to lose fat, but technically you could. Right? I'm not saying it's optimal, but you could. Because ultimately, what drives fat loss is our calorie intake versus our calorie outtake or calorie expenditure. Because I have quite a fast metabolism and I have quite a high amount of muscle mass, I have 3,000 calories and I'm still in a calorie deficit. So out of my 3,000 calories, I had 900 calories to 1,000, which were made up of ice cream every single day. So when I woke up, I put that into MyFitnessPal, which is a calorie tracking app, and then I had 2,000 calories left to make up the rest of my calories. Now with that 2,000 calories, I had to be very intentional. Because in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight, but you also want to maintain muscle mass and you also want to try and still get stronger in the gym. So I made sure that I hit my protein target. So with that 2,000 calories and with my breakfast, my lunch and my other meals, I made sure that I hit my protein target before I had the ice cream. Because the ice cream that I was having every night is literally just carbs and fats, which is delicious, but there's no protein in there. And we need a high protein diet to maintain our muscle mass whilst we're in a calorie deficit. And it also helps us stay full or satiated whilst we're in a calorie deficit, as well as adequate fiber does, so eating enough fiber. So during the day, I had to try and make sure I hit A, my protein target, but 2, my fiber target, because high protein and adequate fiber help you stay full on a calorie deficit. And if you don't feel full on a calorie deficit, you're more likely to fail your diet. So knowing that I had 900 to 1,000 calories of ice cream to eat later on in the day, I made really good decisions with my food. And that brings me on to the 80-20 idea. 80% nutritious, 20% delicious. And this is kind of like a flexible dieting saying, quote, mantra that we live by. 80% of your diet should be nutritious. So you should be hitting your protein. You should be trying to get adequate fiber. You should be trying to eat fruits. You should be trying to eat vegetables. You should be trying to eat a wide range of colors and varieties of food. 20% of our diet can be delicious, and that is the foods that we love, like the gelato ice cream that we were eating in the ice cream challenge, like cake if you like cake, like hot chips, like burgers if you like that stuff. Only 20% of your diet though. People take flexible dieting too literally and literally just try and eat whatever they want and go, oh, it's only calories that matter. Yes, calories matter, and they are the thing that drive fat loss. But the quality of your fat loss can be much better if you make wise decisions with your calories. You can still have room for ice cream or cake or chips or whatever you want to consume, but if all you eat is cake, chips, donuts, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, Burger King, whatever it is, fish and chips, then you're going to feel like crap on your calorie deficit as well. So there's losing fat, which is possible by eating all that junk, to be honest. But there's also losing fat and feeling great. And you want to feel as good as you can whilst you're dieting, because the better you feel, the more you're going to sustain it and the better results you're going to get initially, but also long-term as well. So basically, that's how I lost fat over 30 days eating ice cream every single day. And if you want to lose fat and you want to have a sustainable, flexible diet, you can do so as well by implementing the 80-20 rule. Once again, I'm not saying that ice cream is the fat loss food that no one's eating, all right? That's a cool clickbait title, but it's not true, okay? Ice cream was something that I worked into my calorie deficit to ensure that it was sustainable and that it was enjoyable. I was doing a pretty extreme thing by eating ice cream every single day, and I don't eat ice cream every single day, but it was literally just to prove a point that you can eat that stuff, and if you did want to eat ice cream every day, you could still lose weight. Is it the best way to lose weight? Probably not. But if it helps you sustain your diet, then that's going to be a great thing, because there's that saying,
the best diet for you is the one that you can stick to.
So sure, you could lose weight on a 100% clean diet, but if you only last 3 days and then end up in a binge eating cycle, then that's not going to be the best diet for you. Sure, you maybe lost a great amount of weight in 3 days, but you could lose a more significant amount of weight over 3 months if you had a sustainable diet. And then you wouldn't have to diet for 3 days and then kind of feel so lethargic, so tired that you have to give in. You could feel good. You could have foods to look forward to. You could have an ice cream every night and still feel great about your diet. And that's what I'm all about. That's what I coach in Team Brock Ashby, flexible dieting. If you want to eat certain foods, you can. You just need to make it work. But then with the other calories that you have left in your diet, you need to prioritize your protein target, your fiber, eating a large variety of foods, etc., etc., etc. If you did want to join Team Brock Ashby, you can head to teambrockashby.com, or there's a link in the description. I'm pretty new to YouTube, so it might be somewhere around here, but teambrockashby.com is where you'll find it. I have many plans that don't just give you what to eat, but they educate you on why you're eating what you're eating. I don't do meal plans, guys. I think meal plans are overrated. I'm more about educating you so you can make your own nutritional decisions instead of me telling you what to eat. Because me telling you what to eat is like giving you a fish. But if I give you a rod and teach you how to fish, then you can feed yourself for the rest of your life. And that's my goal, right? I just want to teach you how to eat the foods you love and get the results that you want. It's pretty simple. Hopefully you enjoyed this video breaking down the science of the ice cream challenge. If you do have any videos that you want me to make or content that you want to see, please put them in the comments. I do check them and read them and get back to you regularly. Please subscribe to my channel as well. We just hit 8,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for joining the club and joining the education and being a part of Team Brock Ashby, being a part of the crew. It's awesome to have you on board. I'll see you soon. Cheers.